Most of my life, I felt a sense of emptiness. My mom, she passed away when I was 11. I became atheist and I was like, God's not real. And that's when the emptiness settled in. Life was not good. I don't want this empty life anymore. I don't want to feel these feelings anymore. I want to be happy. I remember I grew up in a traditional church. There's this Jesus guy and he's pretty good. That's all I knew. And then there was just a time in my life where it got really hard. My mom, she passed away, and I remember just the grief was being hard. And it just settled into my soul, and it was just really bad. That moment where I was like, wait, God, do you exist? Or are you good? I don't even want to think about you right now. So I became atheist, and I was like, God's not real. But I was at the end of myself, and I was like, I'm done with being empty. I can't do this anymore. And this was 3 years after she had passed. I have this friend, her name was also Grace. She seems happy. And it wasn't a normal happiness. It was she had this joy to her that was much more than any joy I've ever seen, a light to her. And I remember just being hey, why are you happy? Why? Jesus? And I was like, Jesus? You're telling me Jesus is bringing you joy? This dude that I completely was did not and I just with God, and I was like, no, it can't be Jesus. Okay, well, I already failed everything else. There's nothing that brought me happiness, nothing, I could try anything and it just did not work. I guess I have to try this Jesus thing. I had to go back and try to believe in something. And then I did, and then I was like, wait. Open up the Bible and being wait. There's so much more than just this life we have. It just gave so much purpose. James 1:2-4, just having joy in the trials. When I go through trials, I just get empty. I just feel empty, or I feel oh, God doesn't like me, or maybe I just don't like God enough, or maybe it was just a battle between me punishing myself or me accusing God. It is easy to struggle with emptiness when trying to find friends, or when going into college with nothing. I came into school being oh, I know what I'm doing, I'll just find people and it'll be great. I'm not feeling as sad, I'm not feeling as empty. I'm just living and just acknowledging that God's real. Do I know him? Do I know the creator who created me? No. Trying to look at ministries and me being no, I don't really need one, because I can do it on my own. I don't really need fellowship. I have the Bible, so I don't really need to get that from a Bible study. Wrong. I was wrong. I just never really experienced Christian community growing up, so it was I thought I didn't need it. It wasn't until COVID where I finally deep dived into the Bible, because before I was okay, great, Jesus, check, I can be happy now, check. It was that moment where the world stopped, everything stopped, and the world's toilet paper is running out, and it's the end of times, that kind of stuff, and then you're just asking yourself the question what is happening? What does happen after death? It just made me question God a lot. I thought I got over this. Why am I feeling this way? I believe in God, I believe in this. Why am I feeling this now? And he was let me show you who I am. And basically put the Bible right on my lap. And was just here I am. Wait, no, God is good. And he does love us. And there's so much more to this life. And there is eternity. And there is such a blessing afterlife. He wants a relationship. You can have that. It's just whether or not you want it. And I think before COVID, I didn't really want it. I was just praying to God. I was God, I need a Christian friend, fellowship. I need a Christian friend. I need a community. And then I got hungry out of nowhere. And that's 2 o'clock. You don't really get hungry at 2 o'clock. But one of the people who were in crew, she just walked out of her car. And then we were oh, hey, do you want to get lunch? And we just had the longest conversation. And it was that moment where God literally was okay, here you go. And then meeting other people from crew, realizing that everybody was struggling with friendships, like trying to figure out like who are their people. And it was just like beautiful to see like fellowship happen and all of us to come together and be like, wow, like, let's do this. God's good, even in the midst of the hardness, even in the midst of the emptiness that I feel, He still provides this joy in me.